Okay, LSU, I see you out here. LSU is coming off of a season where they had the most high-powered offense that they have had since Joe Burrow. Their two extremely talented wide receivers, Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors, were being led by the Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback Jaden Daniels, who threw for over 3,800 yards and rushed for over 1,100 of them. Now, I know in recent memory, it seems like LSU goes in these periods where they have these like elite high-powered offenses, and then they slow down for a little bit, and then they go right back to having that elite level offense. Well, I think the pieces that you guys are bringing in 2025 is going to be that next elite level offense year. I'm going to show all my LSU Tiger fans your top 3 offensive recruits and just your top 3 recruits in the class of 2025. I know you're focusing more on the 2024 guys. I get it, but you can always look forward and have a little bit of fun looking ahead a little bit. These 3 guys are going to be absolute game changers for y'all. So all my LSU Tiger fans, leave this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on all your notifications. We're dropping videos each and every single day, keeping up to date with everything that's going on in college football, keeping up to date with who's joining, who's going where, all that fun stuff. So hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's take a look and see what these elite level offensive pickups that the LSU Tigers are bringing in the class of 2025 are looking like on the field. 3, 2, 1. Starting it off, this is 5-star running back Harlem Berry. He is the #1 RB in the class of 2025. He is 5'11", 175 pounds, and this dude is a flat-out burner out here. I mean, just look at him. Just absolutely take off. Anytime he's in the hole and he's in those trenches, he just flying through their ankles. Great vision as well. Like, that's something you love to see from a young running back. Great and phenomenal vision. Because you're not always going to be able to just bounce it to the outside. Sometimes you're going to have to be able to find those cutback lanes, and Harlem Berry knows how to cut back for sure. Nope, where you go? And then he's just so slippery. Like, you're just not touching this dude. Like, he looks like he's just kind of just like jogging through everything, but like he's so, bro, like look at this dead leg right here. Gets held up a little bit. Swoop, and, so nope, ankle's gone. Oh, wide receiver, get a block, my guy. It still finds a way to get to the touchdown. Let's go. Yeah, as we all know, the running back position's been getting devalued a little bit. That's a great play call for that defensive setup. Oh, come on, you got to do a better job in tackling than that. But yeah, Harlem Berry, he is bringing back what an RB is supposed to look like as far as the new look. He's got great, I mean, you're seeing great hands. He's also just extremely shifty. He's a guy that's not, like this kid's got some straight up ridiculous ankle breakers out here. Yeah, Harlem Berry, this guy, he's going to be what the new look of running backs are supposed to look like. The receiving running backs that can also get you some yards on the ground as well. 5'11", 175, like that's a great size. He's probably going to be closer to 190 by the time he gets to LSU. Maybe even 185 is still going to be good enough. And yo, this dude just knows how to get out of a bad situation. Ankles, or not ankles, just get absolutely decleated right there. Next up, you already landed the #1 running back in the country, so why not also land the #1 wide receiver in the country? This is 5-star recruit and the 4th best player in the class of 2025, Dakorien Moore. This dude, he's 5'11", 175, and put up almost 1,500 receiving yards in the toughest state to play any type of football. People always like, oh, Florida, oh, California. Texas is the deepest, it's the toughest. When you get to the playoffs, you're going up against juggernauts each and every single week. Dakorien Moore is an absolute animal. High point that, thank you. This kid is going to be something special for the Tigers. Like, this is going to be your next Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors. This is Dakorien Moore is going to be in that same vein. Like, this kid, he knows how to run routes so well. I mean, he's such a shifty and such a technical and crafty route runner. Great speed. He's got the size to be able to play on both outs. He's a little bit undersized to be playing on the outside, but I think he'll bulk up. And we've seen there's been smaller wide receivers playing on the outside. I mean, by the time he gets to college, he's probably going to be closer to 6'180". 6'180" is plenty big to be playing on the outside. Great target for his quarterback. Ankles, again, those yards to the catch, and then he's got the wheels to take it home. I'm telling you, Dakorien Moore, this is one of the most exciting wide receiver prospects that we've seen in a couple years. I mean, like, this kid, like, don't get me wrong, Jeremiah Smith being the #1 player in the country, like, that kid is an absolute animal. Dakorien Moore just gives you something a little bit different. I think he's more of a refined wide receiver prospect, like, whereas Jeremiah Smith is a guy that has, like, stupid upside. I think Dakorien Moore is just a very fleshed out, like, you really know, like, this is a guy that's a can't miss wide receiver, in my opinion. Thank you. Go up and high point it, why don't you? So yeah, the #1 running back in the country and the #1 wide receiver, both Harlem Berry, I want to say, is the #1 player in Louisiana, and then Dakorien Moore is the #1 player in Texas. So yeah, LSU's off to a strong start so far. Get gone, and then when he needs to just outrun somebody, he knows how to. So you already landed the #1 running back and the #1 wide receiver in the class. Why not cap it all off by not only just bringing in the #1 quarterback in the country, but the #1 player overall unanimously in the class of 2025? This is 5-star recruit Bryce Underwood. He is 6'3.5", 205 pounds, and this is one of the most exciting quarterback prospects that I have seen coming out of high school in a very, very long time. Like, there's been a lot of guys. Think of the Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields era. I want to say that was back in 2018. Back when those two guys were like, oh, those are going to be the #1 guys. I think that Bryce Underwood has just as much, if not more, talent than them. I mean, he's more refined as a passer. He's like similar athleticism, maybe slightly less athletic than Justin Fields, but just as equally as polished of a passer as Trevor Lawrence is. I mean, like, this kid, he knows how to put touch on the ball. By the way, these are his sophomore year highlights. He does not have his junior year highlights up yet. So this is what he was looking like as a sophomore. He's gotten a whole year better since this. I mean, he just has such a great compact throwing motion, ridiculously athletic. When he needs to, he can get up and run. Like, you'll see it in his highlight tape a little bit later. Yeah. You're gonna be having Bryce Underwood be the conductor, be the coordinator of this whole ridiculously high-powered offense. He's gonna be a Heisman candidate for sure. You're gonna be pairing him up with Dakorien Moore, who's gonna be a Bolitnikoff finalist, and then you're gonna be having my guy Harlem Berry go out there and get some quality touches at RB. Yeah, to me, I can't speak enough high praises of Bryce Underwood. I mean, like, this kid, he just flat out, he knows how to play the game. Like, he makes it so fun to watch, and he's a winner too. He's taken his team to the state championship 3 times. He won it his freshman and sophomore year and lost in the state championship game in his junior year. But he put up like 4 or 5 touchdowns. Like, he put up like a ridiculous stat line. So it's like, you can't even blame him for that. No interceptions, by the way, either. Bryce Underwood, this kid, I think he's going to be just that next great quarterback prospect coming out of high school, going into college. I mean, just look at this ball placement right here. He sees, okay, linebacker, he has to flip his head if he wants to make a play on this. And this linebacker's not going to be making a play on this. So throw it right behind his head, like right in that blind spot where he can't see, and give his wide receiver a chance. Boom, right there. Like, that's such a beautiful ball right there. Great footwork. He's never out of position. Like, he's never looks like, oh, I gotta get my feet up underneath me. He's always in great position, always has his feet underneath him, and then he's just an athlete. He can make a throw when he needs to as well. Harlem Berry, Dakorien Moore, Bryce Underwood. Remember those 3 names, because those are going to be the guys that are obviously going to be at the top and headlining LSU's 2025 recruiting class. But those are going to be the guys that you're going to be hearing a lot of on Saturdays. Bryce Underwood to Dakorien Moore, Harlem Berry for the score. Like, those are going to be the guys that all my Tiger fans should be excited about. I want y'all to comment down below. Who are you most excited about out of all of these pieces? I know that most people are going to say Bryce Underwood. I'm going to say Bryce Underwood. But I think Dakorien Moore is equally as exciting of a prospect. I just think with just how polished of a wide receiver that he is, I really do think this is as close to a can't miss wide receiver as you can get. I mean, when you're talking about just like a technically sound wide receiver who knows how to run routes, knows how to get in and out of his break, and then just has elite level measurables, I think a guy like Dakorien Moore is going to be a superstar for the LSU Tigers. But I want to hear from all my Tiger fans. Leave this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn your notifications so you never miss any of the 5 videos that we're dropping each and every single day, keeping you up to date with everything going on in college football. I just want to let you guys know I love and appreciate each and every single last one of y'all. Nobody has told you that today. I want to know that I'm speaking to you and you specifically. Also, if you're going through anything, if you have a family member in the hospital, that's just the first thing that popped up in my mind. If you have a family member in the hospital, know that Jesus Christ is with you and that family member. I know that it can feel like, especially when you're at, especially like medical things, you're not a doctor. You can't be in there with them all the time. Know that Jesus Christ is right there with them, is comforting them, is just showing support over them, and is pouring out his love in both their life and in your life. Know that you can lean on Jesus in those moments where it's like, sometimes it's just sad, you know? Sometimes life is just sad. Know that you can always lean upon Jesus Christ in those moments. Love and appreciate all y'all. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.